Revlon, world's largest selling lipstick, world's largest selling nail enamel. Revlon, whose wonderful new hairspray, Silk and Net, holds your hair in place perfectly. Revlon, greatest name in cosmetics, brings you What's Going On, starring Lee Bowman.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. How do you do, and welcome to the new panel game, What's Going On? To play our game, we have 6 panelists. 3 here in the theater, and 3 somewhere on the outside. But now let's meet our panelists. First of all, here's the lovely Susie Oakland. Susie, you were wonderful last week.
Well, thank you, Lee.
Brains, and looks like that, too. Not bad, huh? Cliff, welcome to the theater after your 2 trips outside.
Nice
Cliff
to be
Norton,
indoors.
Nice to have you here. And now the star of the current play, the hit Anniversary Waltz, now playing on Broadway, the lovely Kitty Carlisle.
Good evening, Lee.
Hello, Kitty. And there you have our panel. In a few minutes, you'll meet the 3 challengers who are outside someplace waiting to stump the panel.
Hello? Remember me? I'm Digger, the dermatophyte, your nail infection. You may have tried to get me with these over-the-counter surface treatments, but I live deep under your nails. I made myself at home down here, and I'm not leaving. I may even spread out to other nails. I mean, would you look at this view?
If you have thick, discolored, or flaky nails, over-the-counter surface treatments might not reach the infection. That's why you should ask your doctor about prescription-only Lamisil tablets. Unlike surface treatments, Lamisil is a pill that works through the bloodstream to target and attack the infection at its source, under the nail. In fact, you may start to see clearer, healthier nails in just 3 months. Lamisil isn't for people with liver or kidney problems. In rare cases, serious side effects in the liver or serious skin reactions have occurred, so your doctor may do a simple blood test. Other side effects, including headache, diarrhea, indigestion, and rash, were generally mild. Ask your doctor about Lamisil. It could be your solution. Once daily Lamisil tablets. Get your nail infection where it grows.
All right, panel, we're ready for the game. 3 times tonight, you'll have to guess where the challenger is and what's going on. You can ask questions until you hear this chime. The chime will sound every 45 seconds, and then we'll pass on to the next questioner. Now, the number of chimes will vary with the problem. And now, panel, don't turn around. We don't want to tip anything off. And let's go to Gene Raymond at the first Revlon remote.
Hello, Lee.
Hey. Oh, there we
Here
are.
I am. And believe me, it's cold and windy. Now, if you just follow the camera down, you'll see I'm doing something I've never done before in my life. I never expected to, either. Now, keep your fingers crossed, Lee, because here's what's going on.
Okay, panel, let's see if you can find out what's going on. For this problem, we have 4 chimes, and let's begin with Susie Oakland.
Well, Gene, from what I gather from the cold and windy, you're outdoors, am I right?
All right, you are, Susie.
Are you doing something dangerous?
Oh, I wouldn't say so.
I would say yes, Susie.
Yes, he's misleading me. Are you doing this in New York City?
I certainly am.
Midtown?
Yes?
Would it help me to know exactly what street you're on?
I think it might be helpful, Susie.
Well, are you somewhere between 34th and 57th?
I wouldn't say I was between 34th and 57th.
You wouldn't say.
One down, free to go, Kitty Carlisle. I think he is.
Are you doing something terribly physical?
It's excitingly physical.
Is it in the nature of a sport?
Well, some people might find it sporting.
But would this be categorized as literally as a sport?
No,
No.
literally not.
No, definitely
Are
not.
you upstairs? Or are you on the ground?
I'm definitely upstairs, Kitty.
Are you hanging on to something?
For dear life.
Are you hanging on to the outside of a building?
Yes?
That's 2 down, 2 to go, Cliff Norton. Are you happy in your work?
I wish you were here, Cliff.
I figured you'd say that.
Well, it's nice to be inside, let me tell you. Would it help us to know what building you're hanging from?
As you have to know that.
And you're between 34th and 57th.
At least that I was.
Is it a public building?
Yes, it is. Hurry up and get this, will you? It's awfully cold.
Is it an office building, primarily?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I see. That's 3 down, 1 to go. Come on, Susie, you should get this.
Is it a famous building?
Yes?
Is it, well, can I take a wild guess? Is it the Empire State?
That's a good guess.
Oh, good.
Now find out what he's doing there.
Do I have to know what floor you're on?
Yes, what floor he's out of.
Out of? Are you very, very high? Gee, I can't remember how many floors there are. 86? 102? No. Are you on the very, very top floor?
Well, I'm not on the top floor, but you said 86, and that's pretty good.
Are you on the 86th floor?
Yes?
Are you outside a window?
Yes?
Are you washing a window?
Yes!
Turn around, panel, and you'll see Gene Raymond washing windows on the 86th floor of the Empire State Building.
Am I having a high old time? Well, I want the camera now to pan up and show you how close to the top I really am.
Good, Gene.
All right, let it go. Now, you see, this is the tallest building in the world. It's 1,472 feet tall. And the top there is that's the television tower where all the television programs are transmitted. And now if you'll come back to me, any of you who think I'm a particularly daring gent, I'd like the camera to pan down and show you that I'm really standing on the top of a stepladder up here, firmly entrenched on the outside terrace of the observatory, which is on the 86th floor. After all, you have to admit, I was washing windows on the 86th floor.
Gee, that's fooled.
Now, we have a tremendous view from up here, and we've got a camera being set up to show you a view of Times Square at night. So, if you've got it ready, why, let's plug it in. There you are. You can see the glow of the lights over there in the roaring 40s, in the early 50s. The Capitol Theater there, all the lights from the gay white wave, famous Broadway. It's truly magnificent. Well, I'm going to get down from here, go inside and get warmed up. It's been awfully nice being with you. We got time for any more?
I think so, Gene.
All right, well, I'd like to take you inside.
Good.
Show you a little something about what we have in here. There's a beautiful model in here, Lee. There we are. Can we have the other camera over here now? Yeah, that's right. Whoops. There's a beautiful model, an 8-foot model. Well, I think that's all we have time for, so...
All right.
Hope to see you again, Lee.
Gene, thank you very much. I'm not sure which side of the building you were on, but thanks a lot. You were washing a window up there.
I saw Gene again yesterday. It was good.
Babs, how are you and Alex doing?
He shows up every day, right on time. Oh, reliable. I like that in a man.
What about you, Deb? You still got a thing for Chuck?
Oh, yeah. Richard, too, actually.
Who doesn't have a thing for Richard?
Richard, Alex, Chuck, the men from GSN on the all-new daytime lineup, weekdays from 9 to 3, only on GSN, the network for games.
Before my free medicine, it cost me about $1,400 for 3 months.
My free medicine saves me right around $600 a month.
It's difficult to, decide where you're going to take drugs or eat.
Our cost was about $450 a month.
I was paying hundreds of dollars a month, and when you don't have insurance, and it just makes it extremely difficult.
My free medicine has saved me approximately $450 per month.
I get my medicine for free. It comes directly to my house.
The program had helped me an awful lot.
My medications were shipped to me in a 3-month supply, in my case, directly to my door.
Once I got into the program, I felt like I've been blessed.
These are actual My Free Medicine customers. If you spend over $100 a month on medicine and don't have insurance, call My Free Medicine now. You may be eligible.
Jim Gibson. He looks healthy on the outside, But on the inside, something serious is going on that he isn't even aware of. Jim has poor circulation in his legs that could be a condition known as peripheral artery disease, or PAD. It's serious because poor circulation in the legs can mean poor circulation in the heart and brain as well, putting him at a 6 times higher risk of heart attack or stroke. Learn how to reduce this risk. Call today and get the inside story on PAD, diagnosis, and treatment options. If you're over 50 and you have risks for heart disease or pain or heaviness in the legs, you may have PAD. Call now for your free information kit. Call 1-888-234-0096. Don't wait. Get the inside story on PAD. Call 1-888-234-0096 for your free kit today.
Get your game face online now.
And now we come to a special feature of what's going on. One of our players, Audrey Meadows, went somewhere to make some film to stump the panel. Now, she's here with the film. She's here in person to answer the panelists' questions. And ladies and gentlemen, here she is, Miss Audrey Meadows. Good to see you, Audrey, and I'm also glad that you're on film this week instead of at the Princeton Triangle jumping up and down.
It was loads of fun, but I'm awfully glad to be here.
Well, it's good to see you, Audrey. Now, tell us about the film and what the panel has to find out.
Well, the whole story is on the film, Lee.
Oh? Well, then, roll the film, will you please?
I guess that in a minute there, you see where I was, Lee, when I made the film?
Yeah.
I think it's all right to tell the panel that I was in Chicago as a clue. Now, I wouldn't mind going back to this place because you can get a lot out of it. That was my host and guide, Mr. Alfred T. Seiler. He took me on a short tour of the place, and now we wound up in a spot here that had lots and lots of atmosphere.
Yes, well, I can't
You'll see in a moment what I mean about the atmosphere. See what I mean?
Oh, yes. Yes, I do.
Now, frankly, I didn't want to go through with my assignment, but I was assured, Lee, that this sort of thing is done every day by very qualified people. Of course, I have been accused of doing this sort of thing many times, and I usually deny it. And I'm sure Jane's going to bawl me out for this. But you only live once in a while, and I guess you can learn to enjoy anything. See what I mean? Now, in a minute, we're going to... Here it is. This is the part I really felt squeamish about. But I took a deep breath. There I go. And there it goes. And this is what's going on.
Oh, boy. All right, pal. Audrey and I know what's going on. Let's see if you can get it. We have 4 chimes for this, and let's start with Kitty.
Well, it's one of the most mysterious things I've heard.
Were you doing something physical? You were
Yes.
You were moving about.
Mm-hmm.
Was there an object involved?
Yes, there was, Kitty.
Was this object valuable?
Oh, yes, I would say so.
You mentioned your sister Jane. It wouldn't be found hanging from Jane's ears.
Oh, well, you can't tell about Jane, but I doubt
it. Would it be something that I would want?
Oh, I think so, yes.
Would I wear it?
Would you wear it? I don't think it would be very good taste if you wore it, but you probably could.
That's 1 down, 3 to go. Cliff Norton.
Would I like this object smothered in onions and French fries?
I don't know, Cliff, what you prefer in food, but I don't think so.
That'd be a little hard to take, Cliff.
Yeah.
Well...
You might need bicarbonate of soda afterwards.
What did you do to my hometown? You said you were indoors in a building.
Mm-hmm.
If I knew exactly what kind of a building it was, would it help me to...
Yes, that would. Mm-hmm.
You're with a man.
Mm-hmm.
And you said the place had atmosphere.
Lots.
Is it a warm place?
Very warm. Mm-hmm.
This man you're with, he wouldn't happen to be dressed only in a Turkish towel by any chance, would he?
No.
I think you're on the wrong track, Cliff.
Yeah, sounds like it.
That is 2 down, 2 to go. Susie Oakland.
Are you in a public building in Chicago?
Yes.
In the sense of office building?
No, I don't think you'd call it an office building.
No, there's a very definite function at this, this building.
It only has one function.
Yeah,
yes,
I think the whole building had the same function, which is a rather nice one.
Oh.
I wish I owned it.
The objects involved, to get off the track a little bit, animals by any chance?
No.
No. I mean, it's an inanimate object.
Yes.
Oh, better get back to the building. Is it a famous building in Chicago?
I don't think particularly, is it, Audrey?
Not as a sightseeing spot, particularly.
Oh, but we have to know the building.
Mm-hmm.
We have to know the name of it or the type.
The type would give you the building, I think.
I think if you know more the nature of what's going on, you'll find out what the building is.
Yeah, that's usually the way. Is it a place of entertainment of some kind?
No.
Is it a sports arena?
No.
Is it a department store?
No.
It's 3 down, 1 to go. Kitty Carlisle.
Is it it's not an office building?
No.
Is it a government building?
I think so, yes.
Like a post office?
On that order, but it isn't a post office.
A government building. What kind of government building?
Jail.
Is it a jail?
No.
I'm not familiar with all different types of government buildings.
You weren't mailing your parcels to Santa then?
No.
It's a government building. Well, come on, panel. What kind? We only got 1 to go. Treasury. Is it a treasury?
That's very close, yes.
Yes. Internal revenue.
No.
Treasury, like treasury. A mint.
Like
Do they have
that?
a mint in Chicago?
No, but you're very close. That's almost it.
Yes, for our purposes here.
You were doing something with money.
Yes.
What was she doing?
Bank.
What was she doing with the money?
What was I doing with the money?
You were taking
Come
the
on.
money away.
No, I wish I had.
What was she
Depositing.
No, I wasn't depositing.
She was doing something
Counting.
terrible, she said.
You were counting money.
No, not. Oh, no, I wouldn't enjoy that.
You were
burning
out
money.
the window.
Yeah,
Burning money.
That's it. Panel, that's wonderful.
Very good.
If you'll turn around, you'll find that Audrey was burning $1 million in $1 bills at the Federal Reserve Bank in Chicago.
Well, don't feel badly about it, panel. Mr. Seiler, who's the vice president of the Federal Reserve Bank in Chicago, told me they burn only $1, $5, and $10 bills, and the money is then later replaced. Look how sad I was. I couldn't bear it. They only burn the bills that are worn out and unfit for circulation. Look at all the Cadillacs and everything going up in that smoke. Isn't that terrible?
Thing I ever saw.
Well, that's it, Audrey. Did you bring me back some samples?
Wasn't allowed to. I wanted to tell the panel something that I didn't know, and that is the Federal Reserve Bank performs this for the U.S. Treasury Department. It's the only kind of bank that is allowed to do it.
She was not just doing this on her own.
Oh, I got all kinds of information about counterfeiters and everything. It really isn't worth doing it.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
You know, I'm from Chicago.
Yes.
May I ask you a question about your little trip there? Did you call my Aunt Mabel?
You never gave me her number, Cliff.
You didn't have the dime.
I didn't have the dime either.
Thanks, Audrey Meadows. Very nice thing. Glad you're back.
Just 3 reasons why Trim Spa X32 is number 1. Sexy, powerful, attitude. Before I started Trim Spa, I couldn't have worn this. But now look at me. Trim Spa X32. Trim Spa, baby.
To fight bad breath, you have to clean way on the back of your tongue. So, either get a roll-out tongue or new Reach Fresh and Clean. Reach reinvented the toothbrush with the first 2-sided toothbrush and tongue cleaner. It removes hard-to-reach bacteria on the back of your tongue, which causes up to 90% of bad breath. For a coupon, go online and get 75 cents off a new Reach Fresh and Clean toothbrush. Nothing is beyond Reach.
Get your game face online now.
All right, panel. We have a special type of problem for you to solve now. We've invited a young lady to our studio who's visiting New York with her husband for the first time. She's from Hamlet, North Carolina. And ladies and gentlemen, here she is, Mrs. Adrian Ormsby. Mrs. Ormsby, can you tell us what you're doing in New York?
On my honeymoon.
Wow. When did you get married?
8 years ago.
Wow. Well, don't you think 8 years is a little long for a honeymoon?
Well, it's better now than ever.
Well, where's the bridegroom? Where's Mr. Ormsby right now?
That I don't know.
Well, Mrs. Ormsby, I do. We took him away from you about 7 hours ago. And it's up to you and the panel to find out just where your husband is. And if you and the panel succeed, Revlon will give you $100 to spend on your honeymoon. I can assure you he's in good hands. He's with the nationally famous columnist, Hy Gardner. So now let's go to Hy Gardner. Incidentally, don't look around. Now let's go to Hy Gardner and Mr. Ormsby at our third Revlon remote.
Well, this, Lee, is where we are.
Yeah?
It's a fascinating corner of the world. There's plenty of activity on a Sunday, as you can see. Mr. Ormsby and myself are really having fun, I think. We'll show you why in just about a moment.
All right, we're coming around to you now.
Well, we're in the heart of the section down here. It's really chilly. Brrr, real chilly, but the people are warm. And you know, after all, that's what counts. And there's some very interesting shops around here. As a matter of fact, the entire area looks almost like a picture postcard that you might send out. Now, this is Mr. Ormsby. And incidentally, Mrs. Ormsby, thanks very much for letting me spend part of your honeymoon with your husband. I think it's very sweet of you. And now, Lee, this is what's going on.
Okay, we got it. All right, panel, you have 5 chimes for this problem, and let's begin with Mrs. Ormsby. You can talk directly to your husband.
Are you in jail?
No.
Are you doing something that we had planned to do today?
What are your plans, for example?
Can you hear Mrs. Ormsby?
Well,
are you doing something that you had planned to do with her today?
I would say yes. In one way or another, yes.
Are you at the Statue of Liberty?
No. No, he's married there.
Are you skating?
No, ma'am.
Are you dancing?
Are you, Mr. Ormsby?
No, but I'd be much warmer if I was. Not with me, it wouldn't be, no.
Why don't you try to locate him and find out where specifically he is?
Well, would it help me to know how you got there? Would that help me to know what your secret is?
I don't think so.
Well, that's 1 down, 4 to go. Kitty Carlisle.
Are you in Manhattan?
Yes, we are in Manhattan.
Are you in Midtown Manhattan?
No.
Are you in? You're in the borough of Manhattan.
That's right.
Are you in northern Manhattan?
No.
Southern Manhattan?
Yes. Southern. This man comes from the south.
Are you at the Battery? Are you at the Battery?
No. You're getting warm now, dear. Much warmer than we are.
You're near the Battery.
Well, we're nearer the Battery than we are up to where you are, dear. Need a battery.
Are you? You're not on your way to the Statue of Liberty.
No, ma'am. No, he's on his honeymoon. It's just the opposite direction.
You're outdoors.
That's 2 down, 3 to go, Cliff Norton.
Oh, well, now you know how I felt last week. And I take it would help us to know exactly where out of doors you are.
You must
correct?
Cliff.
Pardon?
You must find out.
It would, yeah.
Are you in a public park of some kind?
No.
Are you on a famous thoroughfare?
No, it's a famous area, but it is not a famous thoroughfare.
I see. In other words, you're not standing in the middle of a bunch of traffic, eh?
No, tell Mrs. Ormsby not to worry.
You said before that, I think, that you were outdoors, but the people are warm.
Right.
Did you mean by that they are physically warm or...
Warm-hearted, I think he meant.
Oh,
You're right, Lee.
Like Gemütlichkeit, yes.
Oh, it's not.
Like that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
What do you say?
Well, now,
helps more.
Is there an object, or are there any objects involved?
Yeah.
That's 3 down, 2 to go. Susie Oakland. This shouldn't be too tough, Susie.
Okay. Are you south of the Battery? I don't know why I'm asking this, because I don't know anything south
No,
of the
south of
Battery.
the Battery would have to be in a submarine there.
Thanks, Clyde. Well, the only areas I can think of downtown are Greenwich Village,
No, we're not there.
Bowling Green.
No.
Help me.
Washington.
Chinatown?
That's right. Now you get real warm.
I think Mrs. Ormsby had the same idea at the same moment. That's right, he is in Chinatown. They are in Chinatown.
Chopping sticks.
That's 4 down and 1 to go. And who do we wind up here with?
Mrs.
Ormsby. You're right, they're in Chinatown. Now, what are they doing?
Are you having dinner?
I sure am.
That's right, Flannel and Mrs. Ormsby. And if you'll turn around, you'll find that they're eating dinner with chopsticks in Chinatown. Now, you've won yourself $100 plus the special gift package of Revlon products. And in addition to that, we have a car waiting to take you to join your husband for an exciting night on the town. Hi.
Yeah.
Did you and Mr. Ormsby do all right with those chopsticks?
I don't know how he did, but I didn't eat very much, but I did knit 3 sweaters. I was doing pretty good with them. He said he was doing pretty good with it, yeah. But actually, I don't like this cold weather, you know. There's nothing I can look forward to more, I think, than going to one of those nightclubs where I can breathe some of that nice, fresh, stale air. Well, here's somebody I'd like you to meet. Here is the mayor of Chinatown, Shavy, Lee Shavy. I'm sorry. Now, tell me exactly how long have you been the mayor of Chinatown?
I've been mayor since 1926, Hi.
Well, that's a long, long while. Doesn't anybody ever run against you?
I never ran an election yet.
Oh, that's the way to do it. Tell me, Shavy, this is a wonderful community. You've got so many people around watching, and everybody's been so friendly and hospitable to us. Has Chinatown changed since you first started to be the mayor of Chinatown 28 years ago?
You can look on the streets here. The population has doubled, stores has tripled.
When you say the population has doubled, what was it 25
back
years
there,
ago?
about 25 years, we had about 4,000 people live in this section. Now we have about 8.
About 8. And are most of them sort of born here in the States, or
Well, some of them came from China, but I used to know all the children by their first name in 1926. Today, I don't think I know 1/10 of them.
You mean 1/10 of a population of 8,000? You know 800 children by their first name, perhaps?
Before, not
This
now.
is a good trick. Well, I've noticed one thing down here, and that is that most of the restaurants are named Lee or Chin. Now, that means you don't have to learn very many names. A great many of them have the same name, haven't they?
Well, there's 2,000 Lees in New York, and we're all cousins.
There are 2,001 Lees because Lee Bowman is also the moderator uptown.
Say hello to my cousin, the mayor, will you, Hi?
We will. That was Lee Bowman sending his regards to you.
How do you do, sir?
Okay, when the Lee family runs our next affair, we'll have to invite you down.
I'd be glad to be there.
Lee, how would you like to be the mayor of Chinatown someday? I think I can arrange it for you.
Wonderful, Hi, anytime. And now I'm afraid, Hi, that we're getting a little bit short on time.
Well, under those conditions, I'll say goodbye to the mayor, and thanks very much.
All right, thank you very much.
And so long for now, Lee. See you later.
Thank you very much.
Good.
Mrs. Ormsby. Mrs. Ormsby, I forgot to give you your money. Here it is. I hope you have a wonderful time for the rest of the evening. We hope you enjoyed what's going on tonight. Next week here in the studio with us will be Audrey Meadows, Susie Oakland, and Hi Gardner. And outside on special assignment will be Kitty Carlisle, Gene Raymond, and Cliff Norton again. Until next week then, when Revlon, the greatest name in cosmetics, brings you what's going on. Good night. This is Lee Bowman.
This has been a Mark Goodson, Bill Codman production. People in tonight's film sequence were flown to and from Chicago in luxurious DC-7 mainliners by United Airlines. United, the nation's fastest airline, non-stop coast to coast in less than 8 hours. Be sure to tune in next week to see what's going on.